In this video, I'm going to show you how to get more comments on your YouTube videos, and I'm going to show you the apps that I use to manage my comments. But before I jump into all of that, I want to say if you are new to the channel, drop a hashtag new down in the comments below. And if you want to learn how to make content on your phone or be a mobile YouTuber, be sure to hit that subscribe button followed by the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, if you're wondering why it's important to drive engagement or get comments on your YouTube videos, it's because it helps your videos rank inside of YouTube. Let me read what YouTube says inside the YouTube Creator Academy. YouTube says that videos are ranked based on a variety of factors, including how well the title, description, and video content match the viewer's query. Beyond that, we look at which videos have driven the most engagement for a query. That means that if you have a video with a lot of engagement, a lot of likes, a lot of dislikes, or a lot of comments, YouTube sees that and it helps your video rank higher. So knowing this, we need to learn how to drive engagement, how to drive comments on your videos, and I'm going to give you some of my tips in just a second. Another reason you want to drive those comments is because it helps build your community, your online family, your online community. Those are the people who are going to continue to watch your videos. They're going to follow you on Instagram. They're going to follow you on Twitter. You're going to interact with these people. You're going to get to know them. That's going to be your online family. And it all starts with comments. Comments can also be an amazing source for video ideas and feedback. They're going to let you know what they like. They're going to let you know what they disliked. And if you go through not only your comments, but other people's comments, you can get a lot of video ideas from reading through comments. There is gold in them there comments. Flash in the pan, I'm talking to you, brother. Now, before I go any further, I want to talk about the apps that I use to manage my comments, and I'm going to give another shout out to Emilio Takas on Twitter, who actually gave me the idea for this video. He asked how people actually get comments. He tweeted me on that, and it turned into a really long thread. So Emilio, thank you, Emilio. Much appreciated, my friend. Now, I normally don't give shout-outs, but since I just gave one, I thought it would be fair to let you know that shout-outs are one way to drive engagement, to drive comments. If your community knows that you might shout them out or will shout them out, they are going to leave comments. But be warned, it could create a bit of a dumpster fire in your comment area. I don't personally do this. I don't want a dumpster fire for a comment area, but if it's something that you want to do, knock yourself out, see if it works for you. No dumpster fires. Now, to manage my own comments, I use two apps. I use YT Studio, made by YouTube, and I use TubeBuddy. I'm gonna put a link to TubeBuddy in the description below for that. Now, I use both of these apps differently because they both serve a purpose. YT Studio is great if I just wanna sit down and knock out a bunch of replies, but TubeBuddy is fantastic because they have a canned response feature. This means that you can preload replies, and if you're wondering why would you wanna do that, let's say that you find yourself giving the same reply over and over and over, especially if you're in the education space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can preload your reply and include a link. You can link out to other videos, other channels, whatever you want. So what you do is once you go to reply inside of TubeBuddy, you can choose a canned response. You can load up as many as you want, and then you don't have to actually type it out. You can add additions to it so you can actually make it more personal, but in terms of typing out the entire comment, you don't have to do that. And this is really, really helpful when you find yourself replying, saying the same thing over and over and over again. For example, I get hundreds of comments where people are asking me how to do internal screen recording with Android using a screen recorder. Now, if I type every one of those out, I'm going to work my little thumbs to death. So I use TubeBuddy for that, and I set up several canned responses. They're a little bit different because some people might have different types of Androids that require a slightly different reply, and I just go in and I add a canned response, and Bob's your uncle. And here's a little known fact. I actually have an uncle named Bob. So now all of that is out of the way. I do want to thank you for sticking around this long. I know it took a couple minutes to get to the meat of this video, so let's get into it. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to ask them to leave a comment. And I know you're thinking, yeah, why do that? And it's not working. You're probably not asking the right way. How you frame it is everything. For example, if you just say leave a comment, they really don't know what to leave a comment about. You're putting pressure on them to come up with an idea, something to talk about. Now, that generally doesn't work too well because you're putting all the pressure on the person to come up with something to think about. You're putting the pressure on them to actually be the one to break the ice. You don't want them to break the ice. You want to be the icebreaker. So you have to give them a reason to leave a comment. Let me give you an example. I make a lot of app list videos on my channel. For example, if you're looking for free video editors, I'm going to put a link to a video that I made right there. Now, one of the things that I do inside side of these list videos is I say something like, if your favorite app did not make this list, be sure to go down, leave a comment below, let me know what your favorite app is so I can check it out and maybe showcase it in a future video. People love to give you their opinion. People love to give you input. They love to give you advice. They love to talk about the things they're passionate about. They love to talk about the things they're knowledgeable about. So if you open up the dialogue and give them a reason to leave a comment, they're going to leave a comment. What you want to do is frame that question in a way that they want to go down and leave a comment without feeling pressure to do so. Once you relieve that pressure and you ask the question, or ask if they agree with you, or ask if they know a better way, or ask if you did something wrong, or if you like this, if you like that, ask relevant questions, people are going to give you answers. But if you just say, leave a comment, that is so open-ended, the pressure is on them, and they're probably not going to leave a comment. I don't. Another important thing is make sure you ask the question, make sure you ask them to leave a comment at the right places in your video. Now, I know you're familiar with audience retention and watch time, and if you go in and you look at your graph and you're gonna see where the biggest drop-off is. What I do is I go in and I ask my questions before the big drop-offs usually happen. That's going to front load my question and comment. That means more people are gonna hear me ask that question, which is gonna drive more people down to leave a comment. If you ask people to leave a comment after the majority of them are no longer watching your video, there's not going to be a lot of people around to actually leave a comment. So if you front load that and you can go back and put something else on the end, ask a different question, you've got 2 chances, or even 3 if you put one in the middle, you've got more chances to get people to go down, engage, and leave a comment. That's like a trifecta. Now, another important thing is engagement momentum. That's where your community learns that you're going to reply to them, so they go and they watch your other videos and they leave their comments. If they know you're going to acknowledge them, if they know you're going to reply, they will continue to leave comments. So make sure that you build engagement momentum by replying to every single person if you can, or at the very least, give them a heart. And I know this is going to be really difficult to do as your channel grows, as you get thousands and thousands of comments, and that will come. But right now, where you're trying to get that ball rolling, it's important to reply to as many as you can, all of them if you can, or at the very least, give them a heart. If you fail your community, there's a good chance your community will eventually turn their back on you. Now, there are other things you can do as well. For example, on your mobile device or on a desktop, you can pin a comment. You can pin the top comment, or you can pin your own comment where you ask another question. Again, by pinning, by highlighting, by hearting, you're acknowledging the people in your community, and that's important if you're trying to build a community. Now, here's a bonus one for you. If you want even more engagement, when somebody comes and they leave a comment, you go down and reply with a question, a relevant question that doesn't result in a yes or no answer. For example, let's say I have a candy channel and I'm reviewing a new flavor of M&Ms, not sponsored. Then someone in your community goes down and they leave a comment that says, hey, great video, thanks. And you reply, thanks for watching. Well, that pretty much killed that conversation. Wouldn't you agree? But what if when they said, hey, great video, you replied with something like, hey, thanks for watching, I appreciate it. Which M&Ms do you like best? Do you like the mints or do you like the pretzels? What you're doing is creating conversation, because you ask a question, they're gonna come back, they're usually gonna come back, and they're gonna give you another answer. And then you can keep that going, continuing the conversation, engagement, 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 boom. And you're gonna get to know them through these engagements, the back and forth. All of this builds an online relationship. It helps in your community building. You get to know the people who are watching your video, you get to know them on a personal level, and this helps build your online community. And who knows, you might even meet up one day in real life and share M&Ms. Not sponsored. If you want to learn how to make content on your phone or be a mobile YouTuber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button followed by the notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.